It's been a long night for the fire crews who have continued to battle flames here. Another fire just broke out. Oh, we can see right now. We can see right now if we can zoom in on that over there. Crews are continuing to fight this fire. Believe it or not, the boat launch behind me was reopened for public use today after the city of Grand Haven said it's safe enough to be used. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers says Lake Michigan has risen nearly 11 inches in the past year and is only 2 inches away from a record which was set nearly 30 years ago. These are American dog ticks. They don't carry Lyme disease. Thanks to a new state grant, the Ottawa County Department of Public Health is able to go out and collect these arachnids to help determine which kind and how many are living in the area. Officials here at the Holland State Park Department of Natural Resources say Lake Macatawa has never been this high, and the water that's starting to lap over the edge is starting to make an impact. We're standing on the collapsed back end of one of those barns that was destroyed in the storm, and just above me, the roof, which was separated just like it was a piece of paper when that tornado came blowing through here. Fish stories are designed to be unbelievable, but this one borderlines the unthinkable. How a wedding ring with a dark past made it all the way from here to Chicago. Now that's a tale you'll have to see to believe. Jim Nelligan was fishing off the coast of Chicago when he caught something he couldn't believe.
This thing's got something on its tail.
It was a steelhead with a ring zip-tied to its tail.
That would make for a very interesting story someday. I think it's a big thing. I mean, I've caught a lot of fish. I've never caught anything with that attached to it.
But this fish tail is just getting started.
Immediately we thought, well, who the heck would have done something like that? And I thought, well, it's either a divorce or somebody died and it was their last wish or something like that.
A marriage ended after nearly a decade. Jason Rose, an avid fisherman from Newaygo who works in the fishing industry himself, told our Chicago affiliate he discarded the ring he's come to believe is cursed the only way he knew how.
Just wanted to keep it close to the passion that's in my heart, that is such a big part of my life.
Gunderman says the expression Rose used of moving on was irresponsible and came at the expense of the animal it was zip-tied to. And you can see that's clearly hurting the fish.
Yes. When you tag a fish like that, an external tag like that, it's constantly wearing on the fish. You can see on that picture of that fish with the ring that it was causing it to be red. It's just like if you had something that was constantly rubbing against you, it would be irritating.
The DNR no longer externally tags fish for this very reason.
More and more we're using internal tags, the pit tags like they use for pets and things like that.
So like a chip.
A chip, basically. We're using a lot more of that type of technology now.
But Rose says he didn't mean to cause any more harm by tagging the trout.
I never expected that it would stay on the fish.
Regardless of intent, the DNR believes this action borders animal cruelty.
It's one thing to catch a fish. You need to hook a fish to be able to catch them. It's another thing to inflict extra pain on them before you release them.
By now, you've likely seen the ads. Impossible Burgers promoting meatless alternatives. But are they good for you?
For health reasons, no, they're not. They don't have the health halo that people think they should have.
That's Dr. Christy Arts, a nutritionist for Spectrum. She claims the proof is in the patty.
People hear that they're plant-based alternatives to meat products, so they think they may be healthier. But in fact, when you look at the ingredient list, they're typically high in saturated fat, high in sodium, and they're really just a processed food.
According to Burger King's nutrition website, one thing their 100% meatless Whopper has going for it is 80 milligrams less cholesterol than its meaty counterpart. However, it does have 10% more sodium and nearly 20% more carbs.
It can be a nice transition product, potentially. I would say that's the only real advantage I see as a physician.
So we decided to taste one for ourselves. Here we have the original Whopper, and right next to it, the Impossible Whopper. Now, they look almost identical, but let's take a bite and see how it tastes. Not only do they look alike, they taste practically the same, too.
It sizzles like ground beef, so people are really surprised when they see the product, they smell it, they see how it cooks.
I certainly was, and for those looking to cut back on real meat, Art says the Impossible could be good for that, too.
But again, we have to weigh in what is it doing to our personal health.